been in Ranger School for about a week, and I had a pretty bad attitude. I was still grumpy. I saw myself as the victim. I felt like my teammates kind of threw me under the bus. I still hadn't come to grips and owned the mistakes that I made. And I was a little bit bitter about being at Ranger School. And in that first week, I definitely was not playing well with others. And when we did the land nav course, I taught land nav in the SEAL teams. I'm a great navigator. I'm good at it. And the morning we did the land nav course at Ranger School, it was February, brutally cold. I'll never forget my Camelback hose froze within the first 10 minutes of us being low. And as we're launching on the course, the instructors are like, take off all your warm gear. No snivel gear is what the Army calls it. And I was like, I was so mad. I was like, this is such bullshit. Now I've been in special operations for years. Big boy rules apply. If you're cold, put your jacket on. If you're, but I had to play the reindeer games, but I was angry about it. So I trucked off into the woods to start the land nav course. It's like 4 a.m. in the morning. And I'm like, you know what, man, screw this. I'm just going to wait for the sun to rise. I'm good enough that I have the ability to knock out this whole course in just the hours of sun, with the sun up. I'm not going to go running around the dark and poke myself in the eye or, fall down. Well, yeah, no, the Ranger navigation course is long and it's hard. And if you wait 2 hours till the sun comes up, you don't have enough time. And that's what happened to me. I failed it. I didn't get all my points. So when I failed the course, when I came to turn in my nav card and show that, hey, I hadn't got all the points, the Ranger instructors just started to heckle me. And I let a lot of anger, a lot of frustration boil up. I call this weak emotional leadership. And I told those instructors where they could go. And they said, are you quitting? And I was like, yeah, I'm quitting. I'm out of here. Screw you and your course. So they said, okay, roger that. You got to go back and meet the Ranger Colonel. So I went back to the barracks, and I had to meet the Colonel, Colonel KK Chin. Great guy, ended up going on to the rest of his career. He retired a 2-star general, and I've talked to him several times over the years, just a great leader. And he had the foresight, when I met him, I told him, I got thrown under the bus and all this other BS, the lies we all make up about ourselves. And he kind of saw through all of that. And he said, do you want to talk to anybody in your community? And I was like, hell no. I'll be honest, I was ashamed. I've never quit anything in my entire life. And all of a sudden I quit Ranger School. I was like, my career's over. I mean, I screwed up in Afghanistan. I got guys that want my head on a platter. Now I quit Ranger School. Like, there's no coming back from this. Like, this is rock bottom. This is the end. And he was good friends with a senior SEAL leader who was a mentor of mine and probably one of the most respected leaders in the SEAL teams. And he got him on the phone and he handed the phone to me, and there was no way I could not take that call. I respected that guy so much. And he said to me, he said, Red, what are you doing? And I was like, I've screwed up too much. I can't come back from this. And, sob story. And that's where he said to me, Red, he said, people will follow you if you give them a reason to. He said, you need to get back in that course. You need to crush that course, and you need to come back to the SEAL teams and give the guys a reason to follow you. And that really became the catalyst for me. It shocked me into like, hey man, like, you can do this. It's going to be hard. It's going to take time. You're never going to win anybody over. But at the end of the day, it comes down to you. Do you believe in yourself? Do you have confidence in yourself? Are you secure in yourself? Are you doing the things that you need to do? All that comes down to that self-leadership. And so, yeah, I hung up the phone and I asked the Ranger Colonel, I said, will you put me back in my class? And he laughed at me and said, no, not only no, but hell no. He said, I'll roll you back. You'll go to Ranger School jail for a month, and then I'll class you up with the next class. And that's what happened. I had to go sit in Ranger School jail. I think at Ranger School, they call it the gulag or whatever it is. The next month, I walked around Fort Benning picking up trash. And I'll be honest, it was the best thing that ever could have happened to me, because during the day, I picked up trash and I did work details. And forced me to humble myself because I thought way too highly of myself. I was thinking, man, I'm this, multi-year Navy SEAL. I've been in combat, I'm, awards and all this bullshit. None of that matters. What matters is your leadership in the moment. So during the day, I had a lot of time to think about that. And at night, I started reading every leadership book I could find. And over that next month, I really just changed my mindset and said, okay, you're coming after this